Pharaoh wants to see me. Joseph was surprised. But when the king calls, you obey. Joseph shaved and dressed in the clean clothes they brought to him. He combed his hair nicely. There was a prayer in his heart. He was ready. Joseph followed the king's servant through the long palace halls. At last he stood before Pharaoh seated on his beautiful throne. Joseph knew how to act and what to do in a palace. He had learned these things when he worked for Potiphar. He kneeled before the king. Then he stood up tall in front of him. I had some very strange dreams, Pharaoh told Joseph. No one can tell me what they mean. Can you tell me? I cannot tell you, Joseph said. But my God, the God of heaven, can give Pharaoh the meaning of his dreams. After Pharaoh told Joseph his dreams, God helped Joseph to know what they meant. Both dreams mean the same thing. Joseph said, the 7 fat cows and the 7 good ears of grain mean that there will be 7 good years in Egypt. There will be enough rain and everything will grow well. The 7 skinny cows and the 7 poor ears of corn mean that after the good years, 7 very bad years will come. No rain will fall. Nothing will grow. There will be a famine. Pharaoh was afraid. 7 years of famine in Egypt. No food could grow. All the people and animals would die. Joseph wanted to help the king. He said, "Oh, king, I think you should choose a wise man in Egypt. He should start working right away. He should build big storehouses to put a lot of food for the bad years. Then when that time comes, there will be food for all." Pharaoh felt better now. This young man knew what to do. The king and his helpers chose Joseph to be the one to store up food. No one is wiser than you. I am making you the governor of Egypt. The king told Joseph. Only I, Pharaoh, will be higher than you. You will be the one to keep the people of Egypt from starving when the famine comes. Joseph couldn't believe it. Had he heard Pharaoh right? He was not a slave anymore. He did not have to go back to prison. He was next to the king in power. He was governor of Egypt. All in one day it had happened. In the morning Joseph woke up. It seemed like it was going to be just another day in prison. That night he was in a beautiful room in the king's palace. He stood by his window looking out on the lovely gardens. Joseph did not forget to thank God for his loving care.